Hey, welcome back to Bargain Hunters. This is episode number 18. We are chasing Warren Spahn for $35, which I'm going to tell you, for me, was really difficult. John, how are you doing today?
Hey, Steve. I'm doing well, and I really couldn't agree with you more there on your hot take assessment of the hunt there. This was a tough one, I found, but it was enjoyable, and in the end, I'm glad with what I came away with.
Yeah, me too. And the other thing I'm excited about is we have a guest joining us for this hunt. I am going to bring that guest in, and it is none other than Adam-Pinson to Flood for the win. Adam, how are you doing today?
Hey, Adam.
Great to be a part of this. I love you guys' show, so this is awesome. I feel blessed.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So before we jump into talking about Pinson, I just want to let everybody know Adam has a new channel, and it is an amazing channel. I watch it. I watch as many episodes as I can. And Adam, I love what you do. And
thank you. Appreciate it.
And talk about it like an encyclopedia about sports. Adam's forgotten more about sports than I know. Trust me. So I'm really excited, Adam. I cherish your friendship, and I enjoy having you on the channel. So this should be a lot.
Well, I got to have you on, and it was great that you were able to come on and join me, because I've always been part of the community, as you know, because I've sent you a couple things here and there, and that's my way of saying thank you for putting on good shows. I've always enjoyed both your guys' shows, and this one you guys do together, I think, is a brilliant idea. Brilliant.
We've had fun with it for well over a year now. Almost like going on a year and a half.
I have never missed an episode, and I go out and buy a card. Every time you guys have done this, I've bought a card. So anytime you do it, I'm gonna go out and buy a card of that. That's just my way of having fun with the show.
That's what you told me.
That's cool.
You say, when I was on your show, and we were having that hour went by in a heartbeat. You told me, I always go out and buy a card. And I'm like, well, why not join us? Afterwards, when we were talking, I'm like, why not join us? And so this is exciting. Warren Spahn, it's funny because it was hard to find his card. We were talking about this in the green room beforehand. It's hard to find his card for $35.
Oh, man.
But it should be impossible. Like, this guy, probably one of the top 5 most underrated baseball players of all time. He just doesn't get in the conversation. 363 wins, a 3.09 ERA, almost 2,600 Ks. I've got some notes here. 17 times he was an all-star. 3 times he led the league in ERA. 8 times he led the league in wins. Won 20 games 13 times.
That is
13 times.
That is unreal.
Well, to put that in perspective, in the last 10 years, there haven't been 13 20-game winners.
Yeah. And
this guy did it 13 times by himself.
And he did it 3 years in a row. He won 21 games at the ages 38, 39, and 40. Like,
the guy was great.
He should be talked about as in the conversation of the best all time. He won 1 Cy Young Award, finished second 3 times, finished third 1 time, and half of his career, they didn't even give out the Cy Young Award because he would have won.
Right.
His 2 best years were like 47 and 53. And when they were giving out the Cy Young, it was only 1 person in all of baseball.
Right.
So, like, in today's standards, this guy would probably have 6 Cy Youngs under his belt, right? The way they give out the award today, unbelievable talent. I know I'm babbling along, but
so at the age of 42 now, he was 23-7 with a 2.60 ERA at 42. I mean, that guys get paid. Yamamoto gets paid $35 million to have that kind of a year. And this guy did it at the age of 42 when most people have long gone out of the game. I mean, that's impressive to me. At 42,
his longevity was unreal.
3-7.
Yeah, and those Brave team in the late 50s, they won 1 championship, but they probably should have won about 3 because they were an amazing team. And then, they had some down times. And 2 of my favorite sayings of all time, one involves Warren Spahn, the other involves Nolan Ryan, right? With Warren Spahn, it was spawn insane and pray for rain.
Pray for rain, yeah.
Right? And with Nolan and Ryan, it was Tanana and Ryan and 2 days of crying because
Right.
their pitching staffs, they were 2-man pitching staff, really. So awesome.
Well,
awesome.
and getting off of Spahn a little bit, Spahn played with a guy who doesn't get the credit. I am a huge Lou Burdett fan, and I don't think he ever gets the credits because he was the number 2 guy on those teams with Spahn, and he was one of the only handful of guys that have won 3 games in the World Series.
Yeah, he owned the Yankees in '57 in the '57 World Series.
You know, so there was good pitching there too. You know, with other guys, Bob Buell, I think is right, was the other pitcher, and he had his best time there with Milwaukee. You're right; they probably should have won 2 or 3 championships with that team, especially with that lineup. My God,
Matthews, Aaron, Adcock, that was a good team. Really good.
Well, you think Johnny Logan, Burton? I mean, these guys were all really good players. Go back and look at Johnny
Del Crandall's a solid
career.
catcher.
Del Crandall, great catcher. You're right. I mean, loaded team.
Really, really loaded team. That, but you know, there were a lot of loaded teams back then too, so it made it tough to do. But it was fun. It wasn't easy. And you know, the other thing I realized is a couple things. One, I don't have as many Warren. Well, I do now because I picked up some cards, but I don't have as many Warren Spahn cards as I should have in my collection. Number one, and number two, and this is really important when you're chasing for $35. His later cards, it's all the same picture. Like there's like a 5 run. It's the same picture of a really old Warren Spahn.
That's part of the reason I don't have too many Warren Spahn cards either. It's just he didn't have a lot of great cards near the end of his career. He had a couple here and there that were all right, but yeah.
That's the one part about Topps that I think all of us that are vintage collectors don't like is I collect, it's not a big name guy, but Darren Johnson, I have his complete run. They used his same photo for the teams that he was on every time. So when his first 3 years he's with the Yankees, it's the same picture. His next 3 years with the Reds, it's the same picture. Come on. Have a little variety, for God's sakes. The guy had 6 cards in 2 different pictures.
Well, they even did the same for Aaron, right? His first 2 cards are it's the same picture. I think Spahn has some great early cards, but you're not finding those for $35.
No, I tried on one, but
I did too, John. I tried a couple times. So I'm going to lead us off. We drew straws. I'm going to lead us off. Adam's going to go second. John's going to hit cleanup, which you really can't do with 3 people, but you're hitting in the 3 hole.
I'll do my best.
There you go.
So we're going to start with the cards that we have. So the first card, the cards I do have of his, I really like. This is one I actually picked up in the hunt, tried to find it for the price. I couldn't because I couldn't find one I liked. Maybe I should do this too and give the screen. But I am pretty happy with this one. It's his all-star card.
Yes.
I just think that's a really cool picture of his.
First of all those all-star cards from that particular set are the best.
Yeah, I agree. It's the first year they did them.
I don't care who it's of. Those are just beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah, I love this card. I couldn't get it for.
What grade was that?
This is a 6. It's the old flip, but it's a 6.
Man, that is a beautiful card. That is a nice card.
Yeah, it is. This is probably my favorite Warren. Well, it was some of his early stuff's really cool, but this is definitely one of my favorite Warren Spahns, and it's the 58. I just love the colors on this one. Fantastic.
One of my absolute favorites of his. Maybe
that's one of the ones I'm looking to get next. That'll be my next Warren Spahn is the 58, because you can usually find that in a pretty good price.
Yeah, you can. If you have a budget of $50, you can find that card.
Yeah.
Here's one I picked up at an antique store, and it's really cool. It's the 53 Redman of
nice.
Spahn. Yeah.
This good stuff there.
Were you pretty happy with the grade when you got it back?
Yeah, well, I found that they grade these kind of tough. I thought it was going to be closer to a 4 or a 5.
That's what I'm thinking, because I was looking at it and I don't see much white up in the corner, so I was surprised that it was a 3. So I can't see it, like you can see it, but I figured it would get a little bit better than a 3.
it's got a little corner wear in the top two corners. You know, I was hoping for a 4, but at the end of the day, you know, it still looks really well. So now this last card before we move on, this is one of the cards. This is the card I thought was going to be my card. It's ungraded. I picked this up for the $35, and it's his 54. Which
you got the 54 for 35?
I did. This one is a bit. It's got a bit of a little bit of a crease. Ooh, a little bit of a crease that you probably can't see on the side. So
it'll probably get a 2 or a 3, right?
Yeah,
if it's a crease, it's automatically 3 or less, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think generally that's the case.
Yeah. It would, but you know, this card is such a cool card, and
well, the 54s are my favorites. One of my favorites.
Yeah, the 54, and I was looking for a 54 and a 53, and I couldn't find either. I found this one in the budget, but then I found another card that I actually like more, which will be the one that I share with you guys in just a few minutes. So let me slide Adam over here, and Adam, show us what you have in your Spahn collection.
I don't have anything graded. These are all ungraded. This is, of course, one of my favorites, which is the 64 Giant. This one's pretty nice. I'd probably say it's a little off-centered, so I'd probably a 6, maybe a 7. But I got this one. I was at my LCS, and my LCS has a lot of vintage, but they don't understand vintage. So
it's a great opportunity for you.
There, they gave me this for $5.
Oh,
for the win there. I would never leave that LCS if I were you.
Yeah, I don't, because they have comments going all the way back to 53, guys. And I can't tell you, I'll be showing some stuff at the end of the month with John from Nerding Out with Cards. We show all our baseball that we get for the month. We just do the show together. I picked up a stack of some really nice 64, 65s, and they all worked out to $1 a piece. You know, this guy he's just really generous, really nice guy.
I love that set, by the way, the 64 Giant.
I'm working on it. I'm halfway through, so I'm working on that right now. This is the other one. I picked this up for $1. The 65.
Very cool.
And it's his last card. I like to get last cards of a lot of players I like, and that was one. And the last one is Steve, you and I have this same affinity, or I'd say I'm actually obsessed with it, with collecting combo cards and league leader cards.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites. And so this is the 62.
That's a great
And
call.
this one's pretty, and this is the ERA leader. It's probably a 5 if it was to be graded. He led the ERA with and no one had under a 3. This was a 3.01. O'Toole with a 3.09. Kurt Simmons, guy I collect, 3.12. And then a very underrated pitcher. I don't know if you guys think the same thing, but I think Mike McCormick was a really underrated pitcher. He had a pretty good 10-year run himself. So if you go back and look at his numbers, you know, he's part of that. He's part of that subset in the 62s where the guys are in action. Calavito making his catch, McCormick in a windup. He was a good pitcher, but those are my 3 that I have.
Mike McCormick grew up in Alhambra, Southern California, and
yes,
my dad played ball against him when he was.
Oh wow!
Said the guy was an unbelievable athlete, a great basketball player, also as most guys are at that age. They're playing all the sports, but he said you could tell from day one this guy was just different than everybody else.
Yeah, he had a really pretty good career. I mean, you know, it ended sooner than he wanted it to because of injuries, but he still had a good career.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad you brought him up. That's a fun way for me to throw a story in. All right, John, what do you got for Warren Spahn and your base set, my friend?
All right, I've got 4 cards here I'm going to show at the start. One of them actually is a modern card, so just apologies in advance for that, but I think it's a cool one. 2 of these you've seen. 2 of these we've already seen in this video. One is my 1954 Spahn. I bought it raw. I think I probably got it off Greg Morris way back in the day, 4 or 5 years ago, and sent it in.
That's a beauty.
And SGC was really SGC, and got a 4 on it. So I was pretty happy with this, actually. Here's the back of this one.
You should be. That's a beautiful card.
Yeah, I like the centering on this is decent. It's a little off-centered going down, but overall I think it's a pretty nice copy. And I love the light blue backgrounds on them. I've talked about the Whitey Ford card in that set till the cows come home.
Oh, the Whitey Ford
So
is beautiful.
the Spawn's a nice card too. So and then we've also seen the 58 Spawn. Here's my copy. It's in an SGC2. I bought it already graded, and I got it. I think I got it for actually less than $30. It was just something I really just wanted to finally own because I love this card. I don't care if he's pitching in a snowstorm in this card. There's so much white snow on it, or just color loss. But I just wanted to have it for now, and maybe I'll upgrade this someday. I don't upgrade cards too often, or almost never. But upside down.
I have a
I might
thing.
on this one.
I have a thing for 2s and 3s because that means they've been handled, and that for some reason is, for me, that means something. So I
Yeah.
think I think that's a great card to have in your collection.
Yeah, I really wanted. I have a Hank Aaron from this year and a 2 as well. I bought raw and graded, and I have the Eddie Matthews. They all have like green backgrounds. The Matthews one's a slight different shade of green, but I have them all in my like kind of stash of graded cards. I kind of like having them like that. So I just wanted to get that Spawn for now. And then I also have this one. I'm collecting 1961 Hall of Famers of their main base cards, and I have the Spawn. It's actually in an 8OC PSA, which equates to about a 6, I guess. But one of those, not as exciting portrait shots of him later in his career. But this was one of the first slabs I bought when I got back in the hobby. This was one of my first eBay buys. So
Wow.
I remember it in that way. I bought it in 2020, I think. I had to look way back for when I got it. And so, yeah, it's just I got it for pretty cheap. I was like, oh my God, I can buy a Warren Spahn card for whatever price I paid. I think I probably paid less than $20 for it because of the OC designation. And yeah, so it was pretty cool.
Have you been tempted to crack it out and throw it to SGC?
No, I have not actually. I think it's actually slightly diamond cut as well now that I'm looking at it. If you look on the really narrow edge, it gets pretty narrow at the top there.
It does.
I'm probably just going to leave it as is. But I definitely enjoy having it. The corners are pretty darn sharp. So,
nice.
Yeah, nice one there, I thought. And the other card, here's the modern card I have. I actually have all the first 3 sets of Topps Chrome Platinum. That's one modern set I was collecting, and I have all 3. I ended up collecting them all. I have them in binders, and it's the only sets that I kind of have in binders, even vintage. I don't really have vintage sets beyond 54. And yeah, that's really the only vintage set I ended up buying that whole thing when I got back in. But I do have this from 2021 Topps Chrome Platinum. Warren Spahn, just a cool looking card. I thought it's numbered to 199. So for really anyone watching this who's into both vintage and modern, I don't have it sleeved or top loaded because it's going right back in my binder after this. So, but
I love that.
Thought I'd show it.
I love that both Topps and Topps Chrome are doing that with a lot of older players. I mean, some of the best Sandy Koufax cards I've seen have come out in the last 10 years. They've got some beautiful pictures out there. The one last year in the top set, just the regular top set of him and his windup, is a gorgeous card, and the photography is beautiful. I don't know where they're getting these pictures, but God bless them.
Yeah, finally, right? They were, they're going through the Getty Images or the other. That's where they source their photos now. So instead of using their own photographers, but yeah,
awesome. I love that card, John. I think it's really, really beautiful card. So now it's time to share what we picked up for the hunt. For me, like I said, this was going to be my card, and I'm happy with the card. But I also thought, I'd like to try to find something graded. And it was really hard because I was looking at the 53, the 52, like 53, 54, I'm sorry, and just couldn't find it. And that wasn't just beat up. So I, like you, Adam, I went the leaders route, and I picked up this 1964 National League pitching leaders in a 5.5, and I get to share Mr. Spahn with the Dominican dandy himself, Juan Marichal, Sandy Koufax, and a very underrated Jim Maloney. So I love this card. I'm a big leader fan. It's in a 5.5. And this is the card this is my entry into the bargain hunt for Mr. Spahn.
So a quick note on Jim Maloney.
Nice choice.
When he pitched his no-hitter in 1965, I watched, they just put it up on YouTube recently. They put the last like 6 innings, 7 innings. It went into extra innings. He pitches the no-hitter. He threw 198 pitches in that game. The announcer had been keeping track. And, because there's no way of knowing. They didn't keep track back then on anything. But he threw 198 pitches and came back 4 days later and made his next start.
Well, that's how they did it back then. There was no pitch count back then. They pitched with their arms dropped off. I know you're going to do a show coming up with Rob Cash Cards. He's a huge Maloney fan. He loves Jim Maloney.
Well, he was, for 10 years, he's one of the top. I think he's 5th or 6th in wins during the 60s. I think there's only a few players above him. The most, I think, is Marichal. And I think he's like 4 or 5 behind him, or 3 behind him. He was a really good pitcher, and his career ended because of an injury. He was only 31. So it's my turn, and there's not going to be a lot of suspense on this one because, Steve, you and I think alike. I just didn't get as good a grade as yours. I need to know where you got that, but this is my entry. Is I got a 4.5.
That's a beautiful.
And
card.
I got this because 3 Hall of Famers and Maloney. I've almost got Maloney's complete rundown, and then I'm doing other cards of him. So I'm a big Maloney collector. So, to get this, when I saw you put yours up, I'm like, oh no. But it was the card that I liked, and I liked the grade. I think this one is probably closer to a 5, maybe a 5.5, but I thought it was a really clean 4.5. So that was my entry. And Steve, did you want me to talk about the other thing right now, or at another?
Go for it.
Well, this is I bought 2 of them. So this one was the 4. I didn't realize I had bought this. I thought I had just looked at it, but I'd actually bought this. So Steve's going to explain what we're going to do with this, but this is going to become part of people that are watching the show. You're going to have a chance to win this card because I'm going to give it away.
That's this card is this set of the league leaders, one of my favorite.
Oh, it's the best.
One of my favorite. And it's funny because this is the second time this has happened, Adam. When we were doing Sandy Koufax, Topher, the Cincinnati Kid, and myself, we both picked the same card. So, great minds think alike.
Now, if John throws it up, this is a trifecta.
We've never done the trifecta. We've never done the trifecta. No pressure, John.
Well, we should talk about how, in terms of like for getting the card, like what do we? I don't think we actually talked about like ground rules for it, but should people comment on the video to be automatically entered, or
why don't we share your card and then we will lay the ground rules right before the spin. How's that?
Sounds good. Okay, so I went into this. I really wanted to try to get some early career for him. Like I was looking at 51 Bowman. I love his 51 Bowman, and I was like, okay, let me find a pinhole. I don't usually do pinholes, but I'm like, I got my Mookie Chilson hat on. Let's find one. And yeah, it just wasn't happening. And I was like, how about 52 Bowman? That's a pretty good card too. It's got like this fence behind him, I think, or like there's signage in the background of that like illustration. I think that's a pretty cool card too. Striking out there too. So finally, I kind of like, all right, we're going to probably jump into the 60s on this one and see what we can do. Now, I saw those 64 leaders cards too, and it's quite possible I saw both of those if you picked them up on eBay, because I was thinking about that route too, trust me. But I didn't go in that direction. But I'm going to mention the other card I almost got. Now, you guys were talking about 62 before, I think. Did we see a Spahn from 62 at some point here?
I
had the league leader one.
The league leader one. Okay, yeah, that's right. He has another card, and he has one of those like inaction cards.
Yes.
He's got the no-hitter card, no-hitter form or something. There was a beautiful PSA 6 that I was the lead bidder on for like 4 or 5 days at 35, maxed it out, and I lost it at $36. And I was like, I almost should have just went ahead and got it anyway, and I didn't. I let it go because I was just like, oh, it's like I lost it like someone sniped it at the very end, I think. And I was like, whatever. So that was unfortunate. And I looked for it because I really like that card. It's a cool card. And then I was like, no. So I'm going to get to my pick now. I ended up going back to a card that actually was one of my original vintage buys. Like in the cabinet behind me here, I've got a row there of some of my original vintage card buys that I bought in like the late 80s, early 90s before I got out of the hobby for decades. And this card I'm about to show is one of them. And I had sent it into SGC when I got back in the hobby. Really nice card, I thought. Came back authentic. It trimmed, evidence of trimming. And I was like, oh, such a bummer. And so I sold it and got rid of it. I just didn't want it anymore because it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So I ended up going back to the year in the card, and I'm happy that I finally have a copy in my collection now to keep. And it's a 64, but it's his actual 64 card.
Oh, that's a great card.
Nice.
I got it in a PSA 4. Paid $30 for it. And I'm pretty happy overall with
Warren
with having
Spahn
it
for
back.
$30
Yeah.
in a 64 just doesn't seem right.
This is
Not
a
right.
pretty nice copy. The centering's
Yeah.
really good on it.
That's beautiful. It's actually
There's the
beautiful.
back.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a clean back, man. That's nice.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with this one. Now, the only downside of this is that the dealer or the seller on eBay charged an inordinate amount for shipping. I thought he wanted like $8 for shipping on this, or $8.50, and I was like, well, maybe like I think he had it at 35 with that, and I negotiated down to 30 to try to knock some of the shipping off.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
so I'm pretty happy with this. So that's what I got. So we all went 64. We were so close to matching.
Yeah. How cool is that?
Well, let's
Sorry for the
everybody.
long-
Let's
long
hold up
story
the
there,
cards
but-
one more time so we can all show what we got.
Like I said, this was a long hunt, and so I figured I needed to sort of tell it a little bit.
That was a great story. Now there's a card that he has, and it's where he's talking with two other pitchers, and I forget. It's just a cool card.
Yes, the 60. I was looking at that for a little while too. It says Buell and is it Burdett?
Yeah, and they had one in a PSA or an SGC 6 that was under 35, and I hemmed and hawed, and I waited a couple days, and I went to go pull the trigger on it, and it was gone.
Oh.
I could have sworn one of you guys pulled the trigger on it because it was just stunning. So
I looked at that for a short time too.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, is that the only combo card, or does he have another one? I think he has two combo cards, doesn't he? Doesn't he have one from 58 or 59?
He might. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I've been wanting to get that 60 card because I love the combo card. So
yeah, it's a great card. So I put Adam back on again. Adam, pull up that card that you bought, the second card. So look at this beautiful, beautiful card here in an SGC 4. So what Adam is so kindly said he would do, he wants to give this card away to somebody who's watching this show right now. So all you have to do to win this card is comment, hit the like button, and comment that you about this video. Let us know what you thought about this this Warren Spahn hunt, and then what we're going to do. So I think I told you last time, John and I, we want to add some more players to the wheel, and we've been working on narrowing that down, and we've got a pretty good preliminary list. So what I think we'll do is between now and the next bargain hunt, we'll have an offline show where John and I will present who we picked to go on the wheel and those names we added. And then we'll have Adam back to spin a wheel with everybody who's made a comment in here to see who gets that card. How's that sound?
Perfect.
I think it's a great idea. Yeah.
And all you got to do is once the winner's announced is just get your information to either Steve, John, or me, and I'll get that card out to you the next day in the mail.
Sorry, guys.
It's a very generous gift there, Adam. That's a fantastic card.
Well, I don't need two of them, and I'd love somebody to have this. And you know, it's my way. I like to give stuff away a lot. You know, Steve can tell you I've done it with a lot of people. It's just I just feel that it's, you know, we're all in this and having a good time. And if I got a card that somebody could use and would really appreciate, and I understand they would appreciate it, I want that in their hands. I don't need to have 2 of these in my collection.
I'm telling you, just based on the card itself, I love the card. So whoever, if you're gonna love this card. So we're really, really generous, Adam. I'm looking forward to doing that. That we'll probably do that in a week or two once John and I finalize our list of who we're going to add to the wheel. Speaking of the wheel, I think it is time now to pick our next hunt. I guess the other thing I wanted to say is I know I've asked on one of my videos, I asked a number of you guys if you're interested in being on a hunt to let me know. And quite a few of you have let me know. So a couple things can happen here. One, if you see a player you like, reach out to me. Or if I see a player that fits in the wheelhouse that you guys normally collect, don't be surprised if I reach out to you. So, so I'm going to share the screen. I won't be able to see when it comes up. So if you guys can let me know when the screen pops up, that'd be helpful.
It's coming up now. There it is.
All right, so this is the last time you'll see this list this small, because John and I will be adding anywhere from 8 to 12 more names to it just to keep it fun. But there's some awesome names in here. I'm going to give this thing like 2 shuffles. Just shuffle them around, and let's go see who we're chasing next time.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hey, I think that's awesome for this like last name of the original batch of names. Let's go with the Say Hey Kid.
So here's the thing, guys.
The greatest of all time, in my opinion.
I do not have a Willie Mays in my collection, so this will be my first Willie Mays.
You don't have a Willie Mays in your collection?
I don't. I can't even explain why. But I am looking forward to adding one now because, like I've told you, you've done 18 of these. I've gotten every card you've done. So I'm now hoping, Steve, that you don't pick $35 because we're all going to cringe.
I'm hoping I don't pick 20.
Oh, he has so many cards. We can find something for 35, but we can find something for 20. I hope we don't get 20 here, but 20 would be hard, actually.
All right, guys. I'm going to give it a spin, and I'm praying that 50 shows up.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of am, too.
Here we go.
Oh no. Oh, no. No. Oh, no. I jinxed it.
Oh, you have just killed us.
That is going to be.
This is going to be your hardest challenge you guys have ever had to do. There is just no way. You're going to have to rob from some children or do something. I don't know what you're going to do.
He's got a lot of cards. Can go post, can go retire, can go after career if we have to. But
$20.
All right.
Right now, $20 Willie Mays. That's scary. Oh. Man.
Boy, talk about a time when we need that times thing you've been talking about.
Yeah, this is when we need our multiplier, John.
Yeah, there's a teaser for everybody out there. When we come back with new names, we're going to probably incorporate a multiplier wheel in some fashion for if we go pre-war. So, which we're considering for the next batch of names. So, yeah, it's sort of an advance there on what's coming.
Yeah, Willie Mays, $20. Oh my God!
I think for pre-war or for players like a Willie Mays, we could use a multiplier, right? Because even at 20, if it multiplies by 2.5, you're still only looking at a $50 card, which
I'm embracing the challenge. Let's do this.
This should be fun. It should be fun
for the Say Hey Kid,
guys. As always, this was a blast, Adam. Thank you, my friend, for joining. Once again, everybody, I always link John's channel down below. I will link Adam's channel. If for any reason you're not watching either of their channels, you're missing out because they're both fantastic channels. They're they're must-stop TV for me, both of them. I've had a blast on this one. I want to say I'm looking forward to Maze for 20, but I'm not.
We got to do like what John says. We got to embrace. Thank you for having me on. I love the support so far. I mean, I've only been doing this for a little over 2.5 months, and I've gone over 100 subscribers. In fact, Steve, you will be getting something because I don't know how to do that wheel. So I did the wheel not on my show, but I picked 5 names that commented on my 100th subscriber, and you were one of the 5. So you'll have a little thing coming.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But I encourage, the support has been great. This community is great. You guys are great. And to be part of this show is, really truly an honor. And I'm looking forward. I'm going to do a John. I'm going to embrace the $20 maze challenge, and I'm going to see if I can find something that's not in the 70s. I don't think I can.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my mind's already going in one of those 70s cards. We'll see what happens, but
so
thanks again for having me, guys. It's been a real honor and a pleasure.
We will definitely have you on again, Adam. Trust me. We'll see a repeat performance of you. So, John, any final words, my friend?
No, I don't think no, I'm good. The Spahn search, I'm glad. The Spahn hunt, I'm glad it's over, to be honest. And now, let's we gotta get ready for this one. This one might be even harder.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wish we had the Spahn hunt after this one, but
maybe.
What I just want to say, as always, I thank everybody for the support on this program. It's just John and I have been doing this like a year and a half, and it's been so well received, and we have a blast doing it. So I want to say thank you. As always, time's important. So anytime you take the time to watch one of our videos, we appreciate it. Till we talk again, stay safe, keep collecting.